Hey Molly. So I'm just going to set a 15-minute timer because I'm going to do free yes no for the first 15 minutes because yesterday I got 10 subscribers almost. Well, I got 8. And nobody stuck around to get their yes or no questions, so I'm just going to do it for the first 15 minutes tonight. Hey Metal Rain, welcome back to the channel. If you guys want to do a free question, yes or no, let me know. Oh look, here's some lipstick, my favorite thing. Probably not going to be around for much longer. I'm starting to fade. How are you doing, Metal Rain? Welcome back, Molly. Glad you're doing better. Okay, cool.
Dinner plans?
Yeah, send the info on over to Amber. I'm like breaking a fever, so if you see me glowing, that's why. Hey Jeremy, welcome back. Welcome back to the chammy. The reason? Okay, let's find out, Molly. We'll ask that for your free question regarding your free reading for the one you bought the other night. Spirit, I'm calling forth Molly's most trusted and strongest spirit guide. Was there a reason behind Kay opening up and having therapy 101 with her last night? What was that all about? What was that all about? What does she need to know about that right now? Yeah, because he was having a tower moment, okay? And he really needed somebody he could trust, you know, to hear him out on that. So yes, there was a reason, and that was that he just really needed you to listen. He needed you to know what was going on. He needed someone who's like level-headed and pretty balanced out in regards to talk to about it. That was important to him. Because you're important to him. But he's definitely been going through it in that tower. 5-story alarm fire kind of thing. I know, I'm still processing it too. Alright, I'm going to do a free collective message. But where are the cards I want to use? Oh, there they are. So Meryl, you know, loves the liminal space deck that I have. And I told him I had 2. And I found the one that I told him I would you know, I would take out of all the stuff I've packed to move to Nashville, so that maybe we could use it tonight or at some point one of these nights. And I put it away because I realized that the deck is worth almost $1,000. The tarot deck is very real, so I stopped using it heavily and got the sister deck to it because I didn't want to further damage the one that I already had, which has already been a bit damaged on the side there from a little puppy who started chewing on the box when she was a puppy. Yeah. She's so cute. So I think yeah, there's gonna be commercials. So I think I'm just gonna do a free collective message using both decks. They both have a significantly different backings, but they have significantly the same kind of artwork. But they're very different in the way the backs look. So I'm going to call forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides. What do we need to know right now, Spirit? What direct messages do you have for us in the liminal space deck tonight that you can share with us? The Divine Mother. Sparkle, sparkle, bitch. I always love that card. It takes a curse to break a curse. Spirit, could you clarify some of these cards for us, please, Spirit? This is a spell. Hey Fiona, welcome back to the Chammy. How are you, dear? If anybody wants a free yes or no, there's about 5 more minutes to put your question in the chat for a free yes or no question. So we've got a couple of cards here, 5 cards actually, and I asked from our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective, for anyone who may be in the chat, anyone who may come by the chat later or watch the replay. So I feel like the direct message is from the Divine Mother herself. Spirit saying, don't let anybody dim your light. You keep on keeping on. Like, you keep that light about you. It takes a curse to break a curse. This is a spell. The 3-3-3-3-3-3-3. And we've been seeing a lot of 3-3-3s over here. The enemy of intuition is self-doubt. So I feel like it's saying, your self-doubt is a curse. It is a spell. And the best spell to break that curse or break that spell is you, because you are the magic wand. You are the spell. You are the one who creates that reality. Life is what you make it. So don't let your light be dimmed. Because you are the spell. And you, if the number 3 is significant to you, 333. You know, if 33 is important to you, maybe these numbers, these 3 numbers, maybe 9 is important to you. Look for these as a sign of good luck. But really, if you feel like, oh God, I'm cursed, or I'm feeling cursed, or this person said they cursed me, or whatever, the more self-doubt that you have, that you can't overcome some bullshit like that, you know, the more you're going to experience it. You know, this is not my monkey, not my circus. This is not something that serves you. So why would you play into it when you are the operant power of your reality? So no just taking your feelings and throwing yourself under the bus because of fear. You know, work on that fear. Work on focusing more on what serves you instead of what is feeling like it's against you. It's like, you curse me, you're only cursing yourself. You cast bad spells or even believe that kind of stuff. It's just, you know, you're only working that kind of energy towards yourself. As within, so without. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, be good to yourself with your thoughts. And do your best to, if you find that you are feeling revengeful, vengeful, or hurt, like scared in a fear loop, like somebody has been like negative with you and you're afraid they're going to hurt you, or they threaten you, or treated you poorly, the Divine Mother is saying, no, you're protected, and you don't have to fall for that. Because if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything, and then you are cursed, and then other people become more powerful than you and start creating your reality for you by instilling fear-mongering in you. That's how administrations and aristocrats and politicians and monarchies, you know, control populations through fear. So I feel like a lot of the free collective messages that have been suggested over the last month, especially since the holidays came around, was more of getting in control of your own feelings, your own destiny, your own insight. You know, more being good to yourself and your body, and not letting so many people or so many things that are happening in the world affect you in a way that makes you feel hopeless, because you certainly weren't sent here to be feeling like that or be going through that. Well, you were already here in the first 15 minutes, Metal Rain, so... So, free yes or no, will Ileana's next attempt to reconcile be her last? As I've said, I'm done. Oh, you told her? Okay, so she can't communicate back. Wow. But you know what? I'm sure if she wanted to find a way, she would. I mean, if she really wanted to talk to you, I think that email, leave a comment on your YouTube, come to your house, call you from a different number, message you from a different Facebook. Like, if she really wanted to, she could still reach out. And I'm just so disappointed that she's just a complete disappointment as a artist, a person, a dog mom, I really had hoped that, you know, punk rock would be more important to her than you know, acting punk rock. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying about that? Alright, no more free yes or no's. Free yes or no's are closed. Yeah, she probably will. But if she's as slow to respond as she has been in the past, you know, it might not have hit her yet that she's even lost an important, vital part of her existence, and her safety and her ability to have that kind of energy in her life that, oh, really? I look like the pretty lady from Doctor Who? Okay, thank you. Excuse me. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, plastic Christmas tree. How lovely is your plastic branches. I thought to myself today, how lovely is it that I don't have to take down a Christmas tree this year. So what was the answer? Voodoo chick? What are you talking about? Honey, you wouldn't know voodoo if it smacked you in the face. Yeah, she may not know she's blocked. Okay, so the question was, will Ileana's next attempt to reconcile be her last? Let's find out. I hadn't asked yet. I hadn't asked what your most trusted and strongest spirit guides need you to know. Spirit, I'm calling forth, you want to ask a question, Jeremy? Sure, sweetheart. Spirit, I'm calling forth Metal Rain's most trusted and strongest spirit guide. Will Ileana's attempt to reconcile with Metal Rain, her next attempt, will it be her last? What does he need to know about that? Oh wow, it didn't hit the floor. It actually landed on a box that I have here with the liminal space. So yes, it will be her last attempt. Unshakable feelings from a life bursting with love and happiness. Believe in miracles, no matter how silly this makes you feel. Important events bring a breakthrough in your situation. The result will be fundamentally perfect. All you have to do is believe. So while you're not talking to her, you know, just do your best to believe in the version of her you want, because at the end of the day, and I don't mean like the version of her that you want to be in a relationship with. I'm just like for her better worth, for her better being, for her well-being, is what this card is saying. But yeah, she will reattempt to reconcile with you. But I don't feel like it's going to be right away. It could take the first 8 to 9 months of 2025 for you guys to reconcile, because she's going to be going through some influential personal growth that is significantly going to change her attitude towards life and others and her situation. Changes will enter both of your lives, okay? But things will run smoothly for you, so don't worry too much about the changes. But I feel in the not too distant future, you guys will reconcile, and it will be lovely, and it will be nice, and she will show up to you the version of her that you didn't expect. What version of that is? Let's see what the tarot says. You know, hopefully something where she's less furry on the inside and a little bit more wide open, you know, on the inside, with her heart and her mind to be more clear and healthier and happier. But there is significant changes coming in her life. She may get stuck in her situation, get stuck in a situation that's not really serving her, because, well, you see how impeccable her choices are. But this time, you know, it's not going to be your fault if things don't work out for her. It never was your fault because things didn't work out for her or with her. She is the creator of her own destiny, so. Well, I would hope that if anything happened with Gemma, that, you know, the right person will come along to make that situation better for Gemma. She is a self-sabotager, you're very right. She'll get a good thing going and then ruin it. Because she doesn't know how to hold on to anything, you know. It's always been the rinse repeat cycle of seek and destroy. Seek, get what you want, and destroy. Like, there's no balance there. There's no, you know, with the meth that she's done, I mean, she's already caused significant brain damage. That she's never going to be able to reverse. She might be able to rewire the brain damage through using the right cannabinoids, getting the right therapy, eating the right foods. But she'll have to stay off drugs, and you know that ain't easy for people who are on that kind of thing, or any kind of drug, really. I mean, they have to constantly be monitored. I bet her health insurance is just through the roof. I just hate that, you know, I just hate to think that, like, here she is, the government's taking care of her because of her disabilities. And, you know, and she's taking advantage of it, you know. You have I think we all have a little bit of brain damage. But there's no point in hurrying up to, you know, make it any worse. Hey, Ari, how are you, sweetheart? I didn't see you till just now. Welcome back. I'm pretty sure I have brain damage, too. I've got brain tumors. So. And, I'm okay, sweetheart. I'm hanging in there. Sorry about that. I apologize, and this chat is fantastic. You legit have some? Did you say you wanted to ask the tarot a question, Jeremy? A free yes or no? Why can't he come into chat? Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that, hun. About you losing oxygen in your sleep. Oh no, you forgot this YouTube password? I don't know why it keeps blocking what you're saying. I guess it's taking the word stroke as being a different kind of stroke. Yeah, I'll do a free yes or no question for you, Ari. I got almost 10 subscribers last night during the live, so there was 8 subscribers. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna come back and do free yes or no's for people tomorrow if they show up. And if they don't, then they don't. Hey Laura, how are you, sweetheart? Did you get Gigi back yet? Took it a different way. Pack me to the glitz with subs. Hope so. Yeah, he, like, you know, when they have a stroke. Anybody could be any age and have one, though, for any reason. Am I like the only person on YouTube that does lives and her nails at the same time? Where are those girls? Is my hair black? Yeah, naturally. Yeah, my natural hair color is black. But, no, my hair is now red. A dark cherry red. And by the way this hair color looks in the sun is just incredible. I love how, depending on, like, different lighting in the room, the hair color changes. It's not a burgundy, it's more like a cherry cola red. But in the sun, it's like, it's real red. It's cool. I got to actually see it in the sun yesterday because the sun came out, and the sun hasn't really been present in my area for quite some time. It's been quite dark and gloomy and hot. Yeah, it's been hot Atlanta this Christmas for sure. I don't know, Jeremy. Maybe I made a vocal tone that sounded more like his when I said hot, hot, hot. I'm sorry to hear that, Alan. Yeah, Maria's probably asleep. She's got to work in the morning. Despite school being out. Broke some nails today, but I mostly fixed them. Who's Maria? Maria is another girl who comes by all the time like you since like the day I started doing lives. She has that boyfriend Walter, and she gets readings on Walter and on her job and her love life all the time. Molly might have fallen asleep. In fact, I'm only going to be here for about another 25 minutes, so if anybody does want to buy a reading, it'd probably be a good time to get your reading now. It'll be the last time for a while, guys. You want, well, what color are your eyes now, Ari? Oh, I love wearing unnatural looking contact lenses. Like I've been thinking of getting some yellow contact lenses. Not like yellow, but something that looks a little bit more like a green yellow, kind of natural kind of color to go with the red hair. Excuse me, because there's this incredible bird. I have this thing about birds. Excuse me, and dogs. Pardon me, and cats. So when it comes to birds, like I saw this bird that's like the color of this hair. Ari, its feathers are like burgundy red, like this. Oh my god, and its eyes are naturally like this neon yellow, kind of like this sock. Like not even, I mean, it's crazy the way it looks, and the bird is just so beautiful. I was like, man, that would be a really good like hair and eye color combo for a human. And even though it would not look natural, there are a lot of natural green, smoky green, yellow, kind of hazel contacts out there that I was really considering. Well, yellow like like the laughing face emoji, yeah, of course. Let me see if I can find a picture of the bird. Here it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see the bird, but I'm going to show you a picture of it. Hopefully you'll be able to see its color on the screen. It's absolutely beautiful. It's probably one of the most beautiful birds I've ever seen. Can you see it? And its eye looks white, but it's not. It's just a really bright yellowy, but not like emoji yellow. It's like I don't know, maybe it is white. But I just thought it was such a beautiful bird. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to look in a minute. It's just so pretty. Let me get a picture. Let me ask Google what kind of bird it is, because I used to know, and I use it as my default picture on what's that app? Threads. Yeah, many dark-skinned people, Latino, African American, Caribbean, island, they have dark skin and light eyes. Same with Greeks. People must be mistaken that Greek people only have dark hair and dark eyes, but many of us have blonde hair, red hair, green eyes, blue eyes. It's interesting. Genetics and how it works. The bird is the image, and the image is a male pompadour cotinga. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this if I was a male, I would be this male. My God, it's gorgeous. Look at that bird. I mean, it is just beautiful. It is ruby red. Pompadour contiga. It really is one of the most beautiful birds I've ever seen. A pompadour. Kind of like Madame Pompadour from Versailles. Oh man, I'm starting to feel sick. I'm gonna have to go soon, you guys. In fact, just give me a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not feeling very well. I haven't been well for a couple weeks. Well, for a little while. I just don't talk about it. So the adult male Pompadour Contiga has a deep crimson or purplish body with bright white wings. The iris is notably pale, described as a pale yellow in adults, and some sources note both sexes have white or pale eyes. And I did find eyes, like contact lenses that were suitable, that looked very natural, but still had that kind of pale yellow smoky look to it. I might have a picture of them in my iPhone. Let me look. But I just thought this hair color with like a yellowy green kind of, something that of course looked natural, but something that had that yellow green hazel, I think would look really good with the cherry red hair. The chocolate cherry cola hair. But he had green eyes. My mom had green eyes. My mom had green eyes and red hair. Well, dark red hair. See, my hair is also very weird. Like, I have black hair, right? But it's not like the kind of black hair that you get out of a bottle. My black hair is like, they call it B1. When you go and say you buy, you go and you buy a wig. Or any guys who might like want to buy a wig or hairpiece for themselves. They call B1 that natural black color. Which you can get that out of a box, but you know, a color box like for colored hair, but when it grows in naturally, it's got all kinds of different colors. It's got black, it's got chestnut brown, it's got red, it's got blonde. You know, it's just the melanin in the darker color in the darker strands is more prevalent than say the blonde or the gold or the red that's in the hair. But that blonde and gold and red gives that hair yeah, even Asian people can have colored eyes, yes. I find it highly offensive that in medical papers and things that you have to like sign and you know you have to fill out and everything there, they give you here in Georgia, you have the option of Latino, white, and African American. But and Asian too. Sometimes you have the Asian, or they let you put other. Then if you put other and you tell them what you are, they're like, oh, okay, so you're just white. Like, no, I'm Greek. And if you literally don't understand that, you might actually misdiagnose me with something I don't have, which has happened multiple upon multiple times. And then I was treated for the misdiagnosis, and then it caused more damage to my body because there's literally people aren't really paying attention to, you know, I have Greek blood and it comes out differently, just like anyone who might be, for instance, like Ari would be in the same situation as me. She would have to have somebody look at her blood differently than, say, your typical Caucasian person. If you're wondering what Caucasian means, that means white people. White people are generally English, British, Scottish, Irish, German, this kind of thing. This Eastern, Western, European kind of energy from those particular countries. Sweden, Greenland. You might be Hispanic, but I don't know. Have you done, you might even have Asian blood in you. Have you ever done a DNA test? Like Ancestry or anything like that to see what your genetics say about you? Like 90% of my blood is Greek Cypriot. But it's because my father is 100% Greek Cypriot blood. And then my mother is Greek and Italian. But she has more of the Greek than the Italian. And I got a little bit of Scottish and Jewish. Isn't that interesting? But I also have DNA that's like, it doesn't, like, they can't trace it. So like the 6% DNA they can't trace, Ari, is like, but it's more prevalent than even say 1% of something they might say I have in me. Growing up, you thought you were white? That's cute. I never thought I was white. And I never felt that way either. Okay, so I have some Scottish blood in me, but it's not even prevalent enough in my supposed DNA ancestry kit thing. Mexican with traces back to Spain. Right on. My sister's Chinese, Indonesian, and Filipino, and everyone thinks that she's Mexican. I mean, she's also Greek and Italian like my mom, but... Well, I thought that it was typical for them to teach Spanish in school here in America. Or have they taken that away too? I know they took music classes away, art classes away. They stopped teaching cursive. And did they stop teaching bilingual classes? Oh, most kids are bilingual when you're a kid, Mallory. Yeah, I grew up in Florida, same. Oh, you think you have to opt into it now? Okay. Ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm really concerned because it's almost as if there's too much control over human beings. Excuse me. I mean, we're losing our sense of intuition, our sense of farming, our sense of medicating and medicine. People who can't read cursive, can't write cursive. Like, that's just so foreign and strange to me. I mean, that's been like a staple since, like, what, medieval times? If you couldn't write, you were considered illiterate. If you couldn't write or read, I mean, I know some people who are kindergarten teachers, and they're like, these kids are just, there's nothing up there, and they're, well, I'm like, they're 5, you know? What do you expect? But then it says, you know, it's some of my teacher friends who get into kids who are a little bit older, and none of them have an attention span. You can't read it? Aw, I'm so sorry. Cursive is a beautiful art. Calligraphy is a beautiful art. And reading it is just as beautiful as looking at a Monet painting or Van Gogh painting, in my opinion, because one of my favorite things was to always look at somebody's cursive handwriting, or just their handwriting, because it tells you a lot about who they are as a person, I think, and feel. Can me what you write. I have my chicken scratches too. But when I write, and I'm really meaning it, it's usually in this weird medieval cursive. You're right, cursive back when it was called handwriting, yeah. I didn't learn it in public school. I learned it in Christian Catholic schools. It was important to them to make sure that we knew every single name of the book in the Bible and knew how to write and read cursive. You want a song request? Sure, sweetheart. Have you been? Are you working on your music? Like, you want to request a song for me to cover and sing and play on guitar, or what? I don't know about Mexican food on Thanksgiving. I think that the most I've ever gotten in regards to some kind of different international food is usually I'll make usually Christmas I'll make a big huge like Italian dinner. Well, sure, you guys, just like request them, man, and then I'll work on them when I start feeling better. But I'm gonna be taking a little break so I can get better. Tamales are eaten for Christmas, man. I love tamales. Like, just I could probably live off them if you let me. But I hate burritos. I cannot stand a burrito. I have got to be starving to eat a burrito. Give me tacos. That's what I want. Tacos and tamales. Alphabet sung in the key of SpongeBob theme. I've never even remotely heard anything like that, Jeremy. Well, what about a Greek guy, Ari? You might actually find some substance there. Italian guys, I don't know. I think Italian guys might be quicker to blow you off than they're just like that with all girls. Whether you're Italian or not. I think what's gonna matter the most though, Ari, is how does that person make you feel about yourself and how do they feel about themselves? Like, you know what I mean? I don't think you should specifically go for a guy because just of his ethnicity or his race or because of the color of his skin. I think that you should go for a guy because of how he makes you feel and how you feel about his vibes, you know? I think that we can get a little bit lost in sometimes what we want compared to what we'd like to see. Does that make sense? Like, there's no point in having the best looking man on earth at your side when he can't carry on an intimate conversation with you. You know, and all he can talk about is this 11-inch dick. You know, I've met a lot of guys and been friends with a lot of guys. And have not had any kind of sexual or romantic kind of thing kind of going on, Ari. So I've had a lot of time to just be the tomboy that I am with a lot of these guys that I've met, right? And one thing I learned is that you know the connection that you have with people, it's there. You can't deny that, and you can't make it either. So I'm sorry, Elizabeth. That just kind of makes me feel uncomfortable that you're asking me. I don't really do shout outs. I'm sorry, honey. You know, people pay my friends to do shout outs. So if you want to pay me to do a shout out, I will. But I just don't, like, I just don't feel comfortable doing it. You know, I love dogs, and I kind of feel like, you know, I don't do shout outs for humans. But I love dogs, and I kind of just feel like you're kind of like I won't shout out your dog. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just that okay, if you're gonna keep spamming it, and you did this last night, we talked about this already, so if you're gonna irritate me with this again and not stick on the topic or have any compassion or empathy for how you're making me feel, I'll give you another 24 hours to think about it. I can't deal with that. Don't come to my chat and try to like manipulate me into doing something I'm uncomfortable with doing already by using your dog or an animal to coerce me into something I don't want to do. It's manipulative and it's rude. They spam multiple channels with that. Okay, well then they can stay hidden. I don't even think at the end of the day that's a real person, do you? I mean, they do have bots. Luna and Chloe. Yeah, this is an 18 plus chat. This person isn't even an adult. And if they are an adult, then, you know, they're like me and they're 30 and still look like they're 11. But, yeah, this is definitely a child. She doesn't even have any boobs. So, yeah, hide her from the channel, please. Okay, so I see what's happening here. So Elizabeth Jansen, Luna and Chloe. Luna's supposed to be her dog, but is it the little girl that's named Luna? Well, how come no dogs in the videos? There's no dogs in the videos. So what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, those guys who you like them and you want to have a conversation with them. And they seem like a real interesting person, but then they kind of get stuck on only talking about like themselves in a way that it just that's all it turns into is it's like, hey, how you doing today? I'm great. So's my dick. Oh, really? Really? Well, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas too. Merry Christmas to my dick as well. So I just can't, like hang out with those kind of guys. I can't, like, God, and let me tell you, Ari, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Like that one guy that you met from LA, and he was like, I'm Italian, and I have a 9-incher. Like, nobody cares. Quit talking about it, And that's all he had to talk to you about. Did he bother to ask you how big your clitoris was? Probably not. Probably didn't even give a fuck. The clitoris? What's that? He probably would have said that. Anyways, you guys, I gotta go. I have a very busy morning and day ahead of me and week, so please reach out, talk to me, check up on me. You feel underendowed for the chat. Me too, Jeremy, me too. All right, y'all. Be good to yourself with your thoughts. I'll be around. Music is sacred, and no prison will hold this movement down. Everything is well, Mojo. It's good to see you too, sweetheart. I've missed you as well. I missed you all. So keep in touch. I'll be around. Love and light bright. And remember, you can still buy a reading if I'm not on YouTube. Okay, you can still get a private reading anytime. All right. And yes, it's under my 300-year-old couch. You can still get a private reading. Just email me at gypsyqueencardreader@gmail.com. I'll get in touch with you within 12 to 24 hours. So yeah, be good to yourself with your thoughts. Music is sacred, and no prison will hold this music movement down. Why'd you pour it?